When the lights go out, lights go out, lights go out.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to What Cheers. I'm Nick, as always, and tonight is a very special episode for me personally. Most of you know, if you've been watching me long enough or following the Facebook page, you know that I absolutely love House Brewing Company, and I've been singing their praises for a couple of years now. I've gotten to watch them grow into now their third brewery, and it's just such a wonderful thing to see. Dreams come true. Basically, that's what it is. I mean, these guys were started out just home brewing. Nate was home brewing, and they ended up getting a very small shed barn space to start the first brewery, and to see where they are at now with this brand new facility it's pretty mind-blowing stuff, just to see what can happen and what is happening to not just Treehouse but other emerging craft breweries in the country. It's really, really special. So today, House Brewing Company opened up the doors to their third and most likely final brewery. The retail shop will be changing in the future, but for right now, it's actually inside the facility with all the brewing equipment. And it's just a monumental occasion for them. I will post pictures from today and what the brew space looks like and the retail shop currently. I will post pictures of all that on Facebook, so go over there to the What Cheers Facebook and just keep up to date with that. And I will also do a collage of all three of the Treehouse breweries and retail shops, so you can kind of see the evolution that has become of Treehouse, and it's very exciting. It's exciting to me because it was a very special place for my parents and I to travel to together, back and forth. Lots of great memories with my mom and dad going to Treehouse together and coming back home and sharing their very, very special beer. They are one of the best breweries in the country, if not the world, putting out some of the best beers anywhere, period. And in large part to their beer Julius IPA, which has just become one of the highest rated IPAs in the world, and that's just another benefit of Treehouse Brewing Company, is that they have one of the highest rated beers in the world, and all of their beers are incredibly delicious, and they're just wonderful people. So anyways, guys, let's get into the beer finally. As I said, they opened their doors today. Was the first day they opened their doors to the new brewery, and they put out the first ever canned beer release on the same day, which is just very cool. They're coming out of the gate with a bang here. Nobody really was sure if they were going to be putting it out. There was some chatter about it. They've been talking about canning as soon as they got the new brewery up and running, and here it is, day one, canned Treehouse beer. So as far as I know, guys, this was canned today. As we were just picking it up, it was canned today. If I'm mistaken, I'm sure it was canned yesterday, but it's probably less than 24 hours from being put into the can at this point. And the beer is called Lights Out. And Lights Out is an American Pale Ale coming in at 5.4% alcohol by volume. And obviously, it's cool. This is the first ever label that we're seeing on a can from Treehouse. I mean, it's what you're used to seeing from the Alchemist. The new beers that they make, they just kind of slap a sticker on it. This is kind of like the idea, except it's a much bigger sticker. But it says "Drink Fresh." And there's nothing else to say, guys. This is a brand new pale ale that they have come up with that I have not even had. I have not had this beer yet. I have not tasted it. They released it less than a month ago, and it was for growler fills, obviously, because they hadn't canned yet. So this beer, and it's just a brand new beer. I don't know what it's actually hopped with. That information was not online. If you guys know. You can let me know what it topped with. It does just say in the description that it's exceedingly well hopped throughout the brewing process. So yeah, brand new pale ale from them. It's the newest one they've come up with, and guys, I think without further ado, I mean, this is a huge moment. Let's crack open the first can from the first beer from the first canning run that Treehouse has ever done. Let's do it, guys. What do you say? All right, guys, there it is, poured out, and it's a good 2-finger head there. It's dissipating pretty quickly. The appearance on this is just extremely hazy. Yeah, it's opaque. You cannot see through this beer. Very, very hazy. A nice, bright honey golden color to it. Just looks amazing, and quite frankly, as soon as I started pouring it, and when I opened up the can even, the aromas were just gushing out of this thing, which I already expected because it's Treehouse. And a nice fluffy, like I said, it was like a 2-finger fluffy white head with just big bubbles hanging on there. And yeah, it just looks absolutely glorious. Let's go ahead and get an aroma on lights out, guys. Oh wow, it's been since October that I've had a Treehouse beer at all, so this is even more exciting. I just couldn't miss today. This is such a big deal. There is a certain element to Treehouse beers that is consistent, where I can pick it out. I'm sure a lot of you guys who drink Treehouse beer could pick it out too. There's just a distinct kind of trend in their hoppy beers that you can just tell, oh yeah, that's a Treehouse beer. Extremely bright, just bright, fresh citrus rind, fresh squeezed citrus. Yeah, just grapefruit, orange, tangerine, that kind of thing. Some pineapple in there as well, but it's just so absolutely just in your face, punch you in the face, fresh squeezed citrus juice. And wow, yeah, I mean, it smells like a tropical citrus fruit smoothie or something like that. It reminds me a lot of something from The Alchemist, like Focal Banger or something like that. Just a very juicy, absolutely ridiculous aromatics coming out of this for a 5.4% pale ale. It smells like an IPA. I'd even say could be a double IPA by the aroma. Just an absolute most packed citrus juice aroma you could possibly fit into a beer. It just smells mouth-watering. Let's get our first sip, guys. Cheers. Oh my God. I mean, is there anyone making a beer better? It's absolutely incredible. I mean, really, is there anyone making better beer than these guys? I don't know. Huge, I mean gigantic pop of fresh, juicy citrus sweetness. Just perfect. Right up front, blast of citrus juice, grapefruit peel, grapefruit rind kind of thing. Middle of the mouth, it explodes with the hop flavor. It's just coming right out at you. And in the finish, there's this slight bitterness and a drying that goes on, and you're left with just the dried kind of citrus notes and a really nice hop bite. It's definitely not overly bitter. It's just enough. Like Treehouse, Nate doesn't like to have a lot of bitterness in his hoppy beers. He does a very, very good job with giving you all the flavor without the bitterness, and this is another just home run example of that. I cannot express to you enough the juiciness that is in this beer. This is the kind of beer where you forget you're drinking a beer. That's how good it is. It's just incredible. So juicy. Medium body to it for a pale ale. I mean, it's got body to it. This is not thin and watery by any means. It's extremely, extremely drinkable. 5.4%. You're not even thinking about alcohol or tasting it, smelling it, whatever, just forget about that. You're not even going to be, it's not in your mind at all. There's just so much, there's a lot of hops in this beer. I can feel it on my tongue. I can taste it. This is loaded with hops, jam-packed. This one's pretty well carbonated, just perfect. It's been a while since I've had Treehouse beers. This is probably blowing me away even more than normally being blown away. But man, very, very reminiscent of popping open a can from The Alchemist. They're definitely up to that level. I'd put this beer right here up against any Alchemist beer, just because not only because they come in cans, but the flavors are really reminding me of some of the Alchemist hoppy beers, and it's absolutely up to their level, if not exceeding it at this point. And it's just out of control how good the beer has gotten on at Treehouse. So guys, I did the whole round trip tonight, hour and a half each way, plus an hour waiting, and the beer basically just came out of my car, and opened it up right here for you. So it's got a good chill to it. It's not overly cold, so I'm just pulling everything out of this beer right now. It's just really a good temperature for this. So I'm going to let it warm up just a little bit more, and I'll come back to you guys with my final thoughts. But this is absolutely a home run in my eyes for their first can release. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I've been sipping on the lights out here for just a few minutes, letting it warm up. I poured the rest of the can into the glass here. This beer is absolutely a home run. It's perfect. It really is. I cannot find a flaw with this beer from start to finish. It's so fresh that it really is just like getting, poured right out of the tap into your glass or out of a growler. The can's just another vessel for it, but it's really that fresh. You couldn't tell me, like, if someone handed this to you blindfolded, that this didn't just get poured out of a tap. It's so fresh. Now that it's warming up, I'm getting more of a, pungent, aggressive, sort of dank hop note throughout. As before, when it was colder, just smelled just tropical and citrus fruits and citrus rind, but now you're getting like, more, maybe a little bit earthy, a little bit pungent, just some of that grassy, just dank quality to it. But still just absolutely covered with this extreme sweet citrus peel of grapefruit, tangerine, orange, and there's even some pineapple and mango in there from tropical fruits, I think. It's just the sweetness really just accentuates this beer. I love having a sweet but balanced IPA, and the malt on this is so low. It's just enough to be a little bit of a background, a little bit probably adding to the sweetness, but by no means is this a malty pale ale. This is just a perfectly balanced, extremely hopped, citrus / tropical fruit bomb of a hoppy pale ale. It is absolutely crushable to drink this beer. Between the sweetness and the those bright, very juicy citrus notes, and having such a clean, dry finish, it's not overly bitter. It just leaves all the flavor right on your tongue after you swallow. It just makes you want to go back for another sip immediately, and I have been doing that. This is it. After this, I'm going to review another beer from Treehouse, but this is absolutely crushable. It's absolutely perfect. It's juicy. It's delicious. It's extremely hoppy, and it's extremely fresh. You would be hard-pressed to find a better pale ale in this country, if not the world. I know I say this a lot about them, but they really, really deserve what I'm saying. These guys are just making some of the best beer anywhere. So, on Beer Advocate, guys, Beer Advocate, it is a 94 overall. Now, there's not a ton of reviews yet on this beer. I'm sure there's going to be now, now that the cans are coming out. But it's definitely higher than a 94. It's definitely up in the A+, teetering on a perfect 100. For me, I just can't find anything wrong with it. And I know that I give out a lot of hundreds, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it's an A+ beer instead of giving it 100. I mean, it's just, it could be 98, 99, 100, something like that. But it's perfect, I'm telling you. It just is that good. So guys, since this is the first canning run and this is the first beer they canned, I would keep an eye out for them to can this. If you can't get your hands on it, try to set up a trade with somebody to get the cans. This particular run was 8 cans per person, so that's enough where if someone got enough cans, you could trade them for a couple of them. So if you really want to try Treehouse beer, other than having to send growlers across the country, now you can send cans. So it's just a little bit easier for somebody who can't get their hands on Treehouse beer to be able to try it. So the best I can say is, the best thing to do is just try to trade for some cans in the future. And there should be enough to go around, especially once they actually get the new brew house up and running. They're still making beer in the same capacity as the previous brewery, but very, very shortly they're going to be up to full capacity at the new brew house, and that is just going to be a ton of beer. There will be no shortage of Treehouse beer for people, so you should be able to trade for it. You should be able to come to the brewery and get it and not have to wait 10 hours and all this stuff. So there's a lot of great changes happening for Treehouse with this new opening, and it's just going to be phenomenal for them. And this is just such a absolute, personally for me, this is special to me. I know my mom would love to have gone with me today for their opening. It's a very special occasion for them, and I think about my mom a lot because we went. Treehouse was our thing. It was a very special thing for us together. So I hope she's watching. I hope she can see this video, and hopefully she was with me on the ride. So I'm gonna get out of here, guys. But I think I covered everything, and just can't say enough about Treehouse. And congratulations to all of them on their continued success. And I'm sure going forward it's going to be just more of the same. I just cannot explain to you how good this beer is, and what a way to kick off the new facility with something as good as this. Just phenomenal. So thanks for watching, guys. Remember to comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think of the Lights Out if you've had it. And if you'd like to get some, try to find somebody to trade with. That's all I can tell you. Or go to the brewery. All right, guys. I'll see you soon. Cheers.